Breaking story in football news that Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp is set to step down from the role at the end of the season, saying he is, quote, running out of energy. And it's causing him some injuries. Klopp was anointed in October 2015 and his contract was due to run until the end of 2026. He won the Champions League in 2019 before leading Liverpool to their very first league title in 30 years in the 2019-2020 season.
Well, yes, when a statement like this comes through, there are speculations that come alongside it. But what is really impressive is that Liverpool has put this statement out on their website as well. And this has been published 2 hours back that he's announced his decision to step down as the manager at the end of the current season, having informed the club's ownership of his wish to leave his position when the 2023-24 campaign comes to a close.
For more on this story, we're joined by the host of Grandstand. You can hear every Saturday morning from 9 o'clock here on Talk 100.3, and also the referee in Old Dad's football in the UAE, Steve Johnston. Good to speak to you.
Hello. Hey, hello, Kitch. Hello, Neil. By the way, happy Australia Day to you, Kitch. Yeah, wow.
Wait, Steve-o.
And happy Republic Day to Neil.
I was just going to say that now. Let me finish that. Happy Republic Day to you, Neil, as well. Okay? Well done.
Coming from an Englishman, feels really good.
Here we go.
Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about a German now then, shall we? Right. Of course. Wow. I mean, it's a bombshell to many people, but if I'm absolutely honest, it's the kind of thing that you'd expect Klopp to do. I mean, he did it at Borussia Dortmund, of course, went out on a high there, and he's done the same here at Liverpool. I think Klopp is one of the most cleverest people from a business point of view I've ever come across. His personality comes across from day one. I don't know if you know this, but actually from day one when he got the Liverpool job, he was out on the town that night, him and his wife, frequenting all the falling down water areas and getting to know the Liverpool fans. So you get 50,000 people on your side from day one. The other thing is, I don't know if you know this, but he doesn't actually own property on Merseyside. He rents the previous manager of Liverpool, Brendan Rodgers' home in Formby. So he actually, Brendan Rodgers is still his landlord. So it was never going to stay there, was he really, if he's not buying property? But it's a bombshell in the way that Liverpool fans are going to be a little bit upset. But, it's one of those things. If you're going to go out, you might as well go out on a high. The other thing that's come out about this is that he actually told Liverpool Football Club about this in November of last year. And the announcement being done today is quite clever because tomorrow and this weekend is not a Premier League fixture weekend. It's the next round of the English FA Cup. Of course, Liverpool play Norwich at Anfield as well. So he's taken a little bit of pressure off from that point of view. But, Liverpool will have been working to make sure that the guy that follows Klopp is maybe already on the cards to do so. And that could be former Liverpool player Xabi Alonso, who's doing an amazing job at Bayer Leverkusen. They're top of the Bundesliga at the moment. And there's a couple of bits of jigsaw that are fitting together. He was tipped to be the new manager of Real Madrid, but Carlos Ancelotti actually has extended his contract at Real Madrid and is not moving to Brazil. So maybe the door's open for him at Liverpool. Even all the backroom staff at Liverpool, the assistant manager and the coach underneath Klopp are leaving. So it's a clean sweep.
Well, yeah, that is exactly where I was coming to, because normally when elite coaches or managers leave, they generally take their team alongside them, so the entire team moves out. And now that you stated that the entire team moves out, does that add on to another level of headache? Because now you're bringing in a team that is going to manage the entire squad. It's almost like a restructuring of sorts from the back end room.
Yeah, very good point, that Neil. And in fact, these decisions won't have been taken lightly. As I said, Klopp announced this to Liverpool Football Club and their owners in November. So we've had a couple of months to try and sort things out. And usually with this team, or a team, when they're in together, whether it be football, cricket, golf, or whatever the case may be, there's usually 3 or 4 involved with them anyway. So they're going to move away and then bring in a totally new regime. Let's not forget that the actual German national manager's job is still available, and Klopp could fit into that quite nicely as well, take a bit of pressure off the family life. Look what's happened to Gareth Southgate in the last 10 years of running after the England job. So the same thing could happen with Klopp here. So there'll be sets of motions going in. This isn't like a knee-jerking decision. I think he is tired, and I think he's a very, very clever man, and I think going out on the top is the best way to deal in any business.
This wasn't expected, was it? This has come completely out of the blue.
Well, I think there might be a couple of things that we'll never find out about. I mean, Liverpool don't have the spending power as Manchester City. There are a couple of things that Klopp may want that he couldn't get. And being the kind of person that he is, I'm sure he's probably made the decision, you know what, blow this. If I can't do this, then there's no point me being here. I might as well go out while I'm at the top. Because in sport especially, whether it be cricket, football or whatever, there tends to be people who stay a little bit too long. You know, they get to the, superstar supremacy of respect, and then they stay a little bit longer, and then it sort of dilutes what they've done. So maybe that's exactly what he's done in this particular case. He's thought, you know what, I'll cut now and let's go. It might be a bit of a shock, as in case he was signed on a contract till 2026. But we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and I think he's got a very, very, very good rapport with Liverpool and their owners, so I'm sure they come to some amicable agreement.
You know, he mentioned in his statement there, Klopp, that I'm running out of energy. Now, obviously, for someone of his caliber, working throughout the year, it does take a toll. But then, is there an option like, say, I'll draw a parallel in cricket, like Ricky Ponting comes in as the head coach or the mentor of a team in IPL, works for those 3 months, and the remainder of 9 months he's either traveling or with the family, chilling or picking up some commentary gigs as and when he pleases. He's not tied up with the team for the year, gives him enough time to relax, recuperate, spend time with the family, and be 100% fresh for the time when he's actually had to go out on the field.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also, as I said, with the German national job, which possibly he'd be in the frame for, he's not there every weekend making sure the team's winning or being part of it, but he's assessing. So that might be an option for the future. But you only have to look at these guys at the top of any game of any sport. I mean, when Pep Guardiola started in management, he had hair. He hasn't got hair now, of course, at Manchester City, and he's got a few more lines on his forehead. Even the pressures that he's got, Klopp himself, he's a bit of a party animal, and the thing is, he might actually be feeling it from a health point of view and might be keeping that under wraps and thinking, you know what, before I actually fall over, I might as well jump while I'm at the top.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see what happens. Either way, what's your view on this? Because you're an Everton fan.
I'm very, very pleased. Very pleased. I'm very, very happy that Jurgen Klopp and I mean, the fact is, truthfully, I'm a football fan, and I've always been an admirer of Jurgen Klopp. And as I said, not just about from the football point of view, but I think from his personality and his man management skills in any business. A lot of people need to look at someone like that. He could get jobs going around the world, teaching people how to do man management. The tea lady every morning brings him his cup of tea, and she gives him a hard time if Liverpool get beat or drawn, and he takes it, and he says it, And you see, the other thing about Liverpool Football Club as well is, it's there in history. It's like Manchester United. It's quite a difficult job. So the person that comes in next, they're still recovering after Sir Alex Ferguson at Manchester United. Those days, is the same thing going to happen at Liverpool? It's going to be a tough gig to take over after Klopp.
Yeah, we look forward to those developments, which no doubt you will give us when you're back again tomorrow morning from 9 on Grandstand here on Talk 100.3. Steve Johnston, thanks for your time as always.